Hi everybody, Dave Saunders here doing a little bit of discussion on impact. I have Rory McIlroy here up on the screen. This is when he was winning the PGA, his most recent major of the two. I actually got to watch him play few of his rounds while I was at Congressional when he won the U.S. Open last year. It was really a treat. Hits the ball a ton, hits it long, hits it pretty straight. Really good, solid player, really good impact position. I got to follow him around a little bit, and it was a real treat. So today I just want to talk about impact. I want to explain impact, and I want to kind of clear up some of the maybe the myth or some of the different thoughts that I hear from students when I ask them, what should happen at impact? How should it happen? So just to be clear, we want to see the golf club hit the ball first. Go ahead and play this video, and then what that does is the golf club will compress the golf ball. It'll force the cover of the ball into the grooves, and then there'll be the golf ball will come off of the club face, just like I'll show you right here in the video, right there. So it's struck. It's on the club face for a fraction of a second. The grooves, the cover gets pushed into the grooves, and that's really what puts the spin on the golf ball. And then you'll see that there's extension through, and then there's a divot where it takes a little bit of turf. So I'll back this up and play this through a few times. So it's ball, then divot, and you'll hear me say that a few times. Ball, right, divot. Okay, so now that we're clear on how or what happens, I also want to explain a little bit about how it happens and why there's a divot afterwards and so on. So first thing is, I'm going to use a couple of different lines here, but what I'd like to explain first is the way the angle is held here. So if I use this angle tool, and at this particular point we've got 141 degrees in terms of an angle being held here. Now this is the part to understand. The measurement here with the green line on top, in fact let me change the color of that line. Let's just say that it'll be the red line. So the red line is, let's just say for the explanation point, not necessarily that it's correct, it's say 4.5 feet between the top of the red line and the bottom of the red line. So when this club comes down, and we'll fast forward a few frames, there's an angle that's held. And then as we go forward a few frames, there's the strike of the golf ball, and then there's the release of the club down into the ground. Now, here's the thing to understand. If I draw from the same point another angle here, okay, and then I take, and let's just make this this a different color, we'll say it's blue, and I connect the 2 points again, that line has gotten longer. The blue line is longer than the red line. So what I want to show here is that there's an angle being held, then there's the compression of the golf ball, and the reason why the club should go into the ground after is because the handle is getting in front of the club head, and then it's released after. Now, one of the biggest things that, if you ask any professional golfer, any kind of a tour player, even good amateurs will tell you, this is what tends to de-loft the club, and this is what tends to make for a good impact position, is that the handle goes first, the angle's held a little bit longer. And then if you look at a lot of videos, which I do just because of, in fact I'm a golf instructor, but you'll find that most amateur golfers, higher handicaps, they release the club later. I'm sorry, earlier in the swing, which this line, their impact position, they've already let that angle go. So, all right, enough of that. So this is the first piece, and then I have another video from a face-on view that I'd like to show as well. But just understand that there should be an angle held, and then say, for the argument's sake, or just to kind of show you, it's about 4.5 feet for the red line, and then after you strike that golf ball, right? So here's the angle, strike the ball, then the club kind of straightens out and gets a little bit longer, and that's what forces it into the ground and takes the turf. So, okay, when you're practicing, you want to make sure that you're practicing ball, then divot. And pay attention when you play. See if you're actually making some divots while you're out there. If you're not making divots, chances are you're probably not in the correct impact position. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the other video quick, and we'll kind of take a look. Okay, so here's Rory again, little face-on view. Now he's actually hitting off of a little bit of a waist bunker. So this is a little bit of a different sort of turf. Anyway, it's nice to have this view because you're able to see it face on as his club comes down, and you'll see that he really holds this angle nicely. But you can also see the golf ball, and you can see when he hits it, you've got the angle again that I kind of showed. Again, he's holding the angle, and you can see that he strikes the ball, and the ball actually hops, just a little tough to see, but hops just outside of that blue circle I have there. So the ball goes, and then he hits the ground. Okay, so the ball moves, bang, it's forced in, it's on the club face for a fraction of a second, and then this angle here, whoops, got the wrong tool there, sorry about that. This angle here gets a little bit longer. There's the strike, hand slightly ahead, and now the club enters the ground. So this actually gets a little bit longer here, and that's what causes it to go into the ground. There we go. You can see that ball just take right off. I'm going to play it a few more times in slow-mo just so we can see it, and I'll wrap this thing up. So that's impact. That's what should happen. Again, ball, then divot. If you need any help with that, you can always contact me with any questions. I'd be happy to help. Thanks, and have a great day.